Hi guys. First of all, I am all the way to the side of my screen because if I go over here, I'm in complete sun and you won't be able to see me. So I'm gonna hide over here, but I'm very happy that the sun is out today. And it is super bright even over here. Anyway, let's talk about reviving a relationship. So many of you are in a relationship. So when I say reviving a relationship, I do not mean a relationship that is toxic or dysfunctional. I'm talking about two people who seem to have grown apart. Now, if you know me, you know that I always say that there's no such thing as growing apart. You don't actually, even if you have different interests, you really don't grow apart. You just stop making the other person a priority. So don't think that you've just grown apart. I hear a lot of people say things like, especially women, will say things like, you know, I've bettered myself and he's staying where he is and I'm doing all of these things, therefore I've outgrown him. Now there's really no such thing as outgrowing anyone either. So it might be that you have prioritized yourself, but it doesn't really mean that. So when you get into a relationship that is functional, meaning the other person, and maybe you're already there, that the other person is prioritizing you, they're respecting you, you know that there's love and there's trust. Now, sometimes there's trust issues if you have trust issues, but if they haven't given you actually any reason to not trust them, then you're in a very functional relationship. So if you're already in a relationship or if you're going to be in a relationship, really think about this, okay? So when you need to revive a relationship, it might feel like your needs aren't being met, or maybe you're noticing that they feel not happy. There could be a lot of different, there could be bickering, there could be just coldness, okay? That's really normal when a relationship is starting to kind of be in this like cesspool kind of a place. And sometimes people in that place think, well, then it's done. I need to get that high of that romantic infatuation and all of those emotions that make me feel so good because they fill me up. And it's very easy, especially the first year or two with somebody, when they're putting their best foot forward, they could be just massaging reality a little bit. Maybe that's not really who they are, but they're really, you know, for men, they're really showing you that they have assets and they're a lover and all of those kind of things. And women do that too. But when you revive a relationship, excuse me for the shaking there, when you revive a relationship, you have to have a breakdown before there's a breakthrough, okay? So many times, so many times people think when things get messy in their relationship that that's it, you know, that it doesn't work. It's actually where there's transformation, and that's where you get to a deeper, stronger relationship. But hear me out, because we have to touch into our shadows, okay? You cannot go through a breakdown in a relationship and hit the breakthrough until you own your shadows. Now, I see a lot of couples where, and I see mostly women, so I'm going to speak more from what I hear from women, that the women will say, I need him to change. I need him to do X, Y, Z, whatever, and then I'll be happy. Now, men do the same thing. It's just that I see women more often. Women seem to take the mindset of they know what's going to work, they're the woman, and the man sort of has to be molded. That's definitely the wrong attitude to take, and you will continually have problems in your relationship, and you will continually feel empty and not know why. It doesn't matter how high the other person jumps for you, it will never be high enough because you're always going to put expectations. You're always going to be looking for external ways to fill yourself up. And in fact, it can be where you start to get addicted to ways to fill yourself up. And I'm going to tell you how to look at your shadow without it being scary, okay? So if I say to my husband or to your partner, whoever it is that you're with, if I say, I feel like you're not giving me attention, okay? Then I want you to write down, what is it that you're actually feeling? So you need to write down, take a paper, you know, he's not giving me attention. Okay, what's the underlying feeling there? Well, then I don't deserve attention from him. That he's treating me like I'm insignificant. He's treating me like I'm invisible. He's treating me like a blow-up doll, like it's just empty and everything is just dirty and horrible. Okay, that's good. Okay, touch and feel that emotion. Feel all of those feelings. Don't hide them. Don't push them down. Don't let them become a weight problem. Don't let them become an addiction. Like, feel the feelings. It's okay. But as soon as you feel those feelings, where do those feelings come from? And I'm going to tell you something you're not going to like for the most part, because no one likes it in the beginning when I say this. Whatever you're feeling and whatever you're getting from that other person is exactly what you think you deserve. Now, in the case of dysfunction or abuse, yes, you probably didn't expect it and you need to get out of that relationship. But when it is where you're saying, you know what, he doesn't treat me like I'm worth anything at all. Like the hell with him. He doesn't treat me like I am worth anything. Okay, you know what? That's because deep down, the underlying feeling is a lack of worth, self-esteem, that you're not worthy. That's the underlying feelings behind him not giving you attention and him making you feel like you're invisible. So the underlying core belief is actually that you don't feel worthy. So you're going to be projecting out all of these different behaviors that are either very clingy or very aloof to kind of keep your walls up, and he's not going to know what to do with that, so he's going to take a step back. So he's playing off of, if it's a functional relationship, you are both actually playing off of each other's core beliefs. So for instance, if you are with a man who had a horrible mother, horrible background, and his core belief is that he wasn't worthy of his mother, okay? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to start mothering him, and then you're going to start feeling like that relationship isn't fulfilling you because now you're in the mother role. And he's going to feel like this relationship isn't working for him because deep down, he actually doesn't want you to be his mother, but he's still working out mom issues. So that is how these breakthroughs come about. So instead of just having a fight and having it dramatic and a big, oh, we're going to try harder and a big kumbaya and like tomorrow's a new day, you have to dig deep. So you're going to have to write down all of the different feelings. Now, this really works even if you are out of a relationship. Go into your last relationship and look for patterns in your last 3 relationships or all of your relationships. What are the patterns? What are the time frames? If you had a time frame of 5 years for the most part before things got bad or there was a breakup, and you are having a hard time right now, maybe you were in a relationship for 1 year or 2 years, and now you're having a hard time letting go, it's because in your mind you're thinking, well, it takes 5 years before I flip out and leave. So what happens normally is when you're in transition and growth, what happens is organically you will accept the BS less and less and less when you're in transition. So your relationships will be happening faster as you learn and learn and learn. Now, if you're not in transition, you could be in a 10-year relationship. So it could be 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You could be in your 70s, 80s and thinking, what the heck is going on? Like, I'm having these same issues. I keep attracting the same person. It's not that you're attracting actually the same person, because that person is going to be different with each person that they're with in many ways. You're actually keeping these feelings, these shadows within you alive. So every time you keep a shadow alive and you're not addressing the shadow, you're projecting that shadow out, and it's either going to get more intense or it's going to dissipate. So I want it to dissipate for you. So I want you to write down as an exercise, whether you're with somebody or you're thinking of your past relationships, write down all of the different themes that you have. A lot of times the theme is of not feeling worthy, or that you're insignificant, or that you need to give them money. Think of all the different themes that you've had, okay? The situations that you've had. Sometimes it's addiction. Addiction's a huge one. And it doesn't have to be alcohol or drug. There could be food addiction. Like maybe every time you're in a relationship, you gain weight. Maybe when you break up with someone, you start to feel better about yourself and you start to lose weight. Or The other way, and I've seen this too, people are single and they sort of let themselves go, but then they feel motivated when they're with someone or motivated when they want to be with someone, and then they start working out because it's about that affirmation. Look at the patterns that you have and then dig deeper. What are the different types of core beliefs that you have revolving around those situations? Now, sometimes people will say to me, well, I think I'm worthy, or that's why I wouldn't be mad if I didn't think I was worthy. I'm just mad that he doesn't think I'm worthy. Nope. Sorry, take a step back. It's really that you don't feel like you're worthy because A, you're putting up with it, and B, you're not projecting that you're worthy with or without him. See, that's the clue that it's a belief, because if you're in a belief space, you're going to experience relationships that support your belief. If you're in a belief space that you are worthy, those experiences won't even happen to you. You won't even care. So if somebody's acting like you're not worthy, you'll say, whatever, I'm worthy, and it won't even bother you because you will really feel worthy. And you will not be able to trigger that person to treat you a certain way. They will treat you with worth. Now, that does not include completely dysfunctional, toxic people. They're going to do what they're going to do. And when you feel worthy, you're not going to want those people. So if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage and it's fairly functional, but you're feeling like, should I stay? Should I, is the grass greener? Look at your core beliefs about yourself and work on those core beliefs. When you start to work on your core beliefs, you're sort of like this butterfly that's in this metamorphosis, and this chrysalis of core beliefs breaks out, and you become happier and you become transformed, which automatically transforms the relationship. So instead of pointing the finger and looking at the other person and how can you change them to make you happier, instead let them do what they're going to do and you work on your core beliefs, and then from there the relationship often organically just goes to where it needs to be, which is the breakthrough. And that's where things are beautiful and you're feeling more loved because you're loving yourself as well. So on that note, I'm going to go. I'm actually iced in today still, even though things look like they're melting, but I have lots to do, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.